Hello everyone and welcome to episode 11 of the best new Fallout 4 mods. So, things here on the Fallout 4 side of modding have calmed down a bit and are actually much quieter than on the Skyrim side, which is ironic. But on the other hand, there was a nice variety of interesting mods I was able to choose from for this episode. Let's check them out. This time we're starting with a sound replacer too, Terrifying Ghouls by Moe's Bow. One would think feral ghouls are already scary as hell in this Fallout, but as usual there are modders who want more. Now let's see how it works. Yes, I have to admit, this sure does it for me quite well. You know, with headphones in the middle of the night. So it's probably best to prepare a pair or two of clean breeches if you decide to use this mod. But seriously, I just love the way they made the ghouls here in this Fallout. The way they suddenly charge at you with incredible speed. I remember I literally went what the fuck the worst time I encountered them. And with this sound replacer, the effect is definitely improved even further. Very effective. Now, with such ferocious ghouls around, we have to make sure our settlements are properly protected. Settlement Radar Station by Athelbras. Yes, the Commonwealth is sure a dangerous place. We have to protect our settlements as good as we can. And what is better than an early warning system, which periodically scans the surroundings, detects enemies and marks their locations. There are two different variations which can be found in the terrain section. Those things actually have a wide area of coverage, but depending on how big your settlements are, it might be best to build several stations. And they sure are worth their money, or more like the scrap they are built from. Without a question, an interesting and practical way to give your settlements the needed protection. And for those who really are into this whole settlement building stuff, take a look at this. Doom-based settlement stuff by Doom. Well, okay, it's more like settlement decorating than settlement building with this one. Over 50 new, somewhat randomly chosen items. There are two files you can download, one to place all this stuff into the special category and the other one for a separate custom category. So as I said, we have quite a variety of stuff here. Most of those items fit quite well into the world of Fallout. Some might look a bit too clean and shiny, but yes, I know, walls and stuff, so never mind what I just said. I mean those cars though, and even a little castle. And there was also a dodge in one of the screens on the mod page, definitely worth mentioning. I really like how it is still relevant, best meme, hands down. Okay, to be able to survive in the Commonwealth, one does not only need firepower, but stylish firepower, and here it is. AQUILA laser rifle by Rambat, an epic futuristic looking new laser rifle. I have to say, this model is simply beautiful. Like something straight out of a high-budget science fiction movie, or the fucking future itself. This is just how real this weapon looks. You can have it as an automatic rifle or as a sniper rifle. Besides, there are also damage modifiers, 2 different sight options with 9 variations of reticles and 5 different skins. Whoa dude, look at this! There's even a hemp one! This must be futuristic hemp, like totally. I bet this weapon will sure bring you some peace. And your enemies? Well, they will be able to rest in peace. It's a total win-win situation. And here's another badass and incredibly stylish weapon, M29 Devil Revolver by Magnus. Another one of those handguns which clearly prove that size does matter sometimes, especially if you choose certain modifications. And speaking of modifications, there is a lot to choose from. 8 receivers, 16 barrels, and as you can see, some make this gun much longer. 8 muzzle attachments, 3 scopes, 2 glow sights, a laser, 5 grips. You can also switch between single and double firing action, and between 44 cal and 50 cal ammo. There are also 5 bullet options, like armor piercing and such, and a total of 16 material options for the grips and gun separately. Now, if all that is not enough, there are also 2 legendary guns, which absolutely remind me on something. One does extra damage during the day and the other one during the night. Yeah, now if I could dual wield them, like all the cool guys, now that would be great. Okay, you know what comes next, right? Time for another little fashion show. Tao's Catsuits by Tao Hua Tou. Okay, something like that. What is this we are looking at here? Looks like a latex suit to me. Well, at least it's not a full body one, you know, with a head part, because this kind of stuff is kinda fucked up. Also, I now am reminded on Kick-Ass 2 a bit. Well, on the bright side, we can put armor parts over it, like over a vault suit for example, and we have lots of color options. But I have to say, this rainbow latex mannequin lineup is kinda creepy. The next one is ZGC Atom Cat's Girl Outfits by ZatanicGC. A very stylish, punkish outfit with lots of stylish holes, at least on those jeans. There is also a very stylish and shiny leather jacket. Is it in leather, by the way? I'm not a fashion expert. How do you even call this shiny coated leather stuff? Whatever. Anyway, with this amount of style, the Atom Cats are like the Tunnel Snakes 2.0 or something. Cool stuff. Next we have a couple more practical mods, however. MGS5 Battle Dress by Rage. More Phantom Pain stuff, which is good of course. I have to say, however, I didn't really like this particular gear, pun intended, because it's simply way too bulky. And here it seems like the male version of it is even bulkier. Like, what kind of bull is that, seriously? It looks like it has been pumped up like a balloon, or like Uganda Knuckles, as a matter of fact. The next mod is something quite special actually, Institute Field Agent Outfit by Tacoduek. An outstanding looking mix of a biosuit and field combat jacket. What's so special about it is, it's actually based on an original Fallout 4 concept art. In other words, it doesn't get more lore-friendly than that. It's a really awesome idea to get inspiration from the original concepts, which didn't make it into the game. Alright, one more, some accessories this time. TERA Castanic horns by Derpsdale. Oh, TERA, cool. I heard it got released for consoles a while ago. So anyway, I'm not gonna start with lore friendliness or make horny jokes here. I'm just gonna say the usual stuff. Already reviewed this one for Skyrim, not much to say here. Alright folks, it's time for a somewhat bigger mod. Nay's Goodneighbor Overhaul and Player Home by Nay Ray. The good old Goodneighbor, well, this mod makes some immersive and lore-friendly additions to this town. Basically, it's all about adding more generic NPCs, like those drifters for example, to make this town seem more alive. And also using most of the free space to add some humble housings for those NPCs, some crops and so on. In general, make Goodneighbor resemble an actual little town. Yeah, for some reason Bethesda just can't get the cities right in their games. They actually seem to make the towns smaller and smaller each game. One major thing to point out is, there is now a doctor. This mod actually started with a simple idea to add a doctor to Goodneighbor. A really good idea. It's one of the big towns in the game after all. Excuse me, one of the only 2 towns in the whole game. And no doctor. But fortunately we do have modders to save the day. Well, all this is nice of course, but the main attraction is definitely the player home, which can be accessed through this window. It's kinda like a hidden player home. There's also an optional file with only the player home, if you should prefer that. But anyway, on the inside it's rather small, I would maybe even say a little cramped apartment. It's one of those filled with stuff to the top player homes. But that also makes it really cozy and believable. Wait a minute, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Why is there an elevator button in the shower? I'm just kidding. Of course it's just the excavator. There are also some more around for the lights and such. And another thing to point out, there is a secondary exit in the cellar. This will lead you to a manhole in the central district. Altogether, sure a nice player home. And this is it for this episode. If you want to see more reviews, support my channel. Links to all mods are as always in the description below. Don't forget to enjoy the mods you like. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. I thank you all for watching and see you around.